Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody today? Welcome to the show. We are live. Yes, we are. We're on week 16. If you're not aware, we're on week 16. Let's see who all's here with us. All right. Hey, welcome to the show. Come on board, everybody. Let me know what you got going on. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me. Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. Let me know you can hear me. Are you out there? Is there anybody there?
I feel like you should have a cell phone by your head when you say that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I know, right? Hey, welcome everybody. Come on board. Come on to the show. We got lots to cover today. Where are all of you at? Coming on board, right? Let's see, huh? Come on board. Come on to... Yep, I can hear it. Loud and clear, Scott. Awesome, my friend. I'm glad you're with us today. Glad you're with us. I'm glad you're with us. Glad you're with us. I am. So... Dave, good. Hey, you guys, come on board and talk to us. Obviously, I want to know, it's our real estate investing talk show. So I want to know where you are. I want to know what you're working on. I want to know what you're doing. I'd love to help you in any way that I can. So, your input is greatly appreciated in whatever you may be looking at or dealing with in real estate and how we can help you kind of get through that. Today's show is really all about you getting help in your business. That's what it's really about. We are on week 17 of the 24-week challenge. Week 17 of the 24-week challenge. And this is all about getting help. And how do we get help as a real estate investor when we're first starting out and we need somebody to kind of handle the day-to-day minutia? We use virtual assistants. So that's the topic for today. So let's get ready for it. My name is Zack Childress, and I am your real estate coach. And welcome to the show. This is our real estate investing talk show. We do it every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern time zone. We also do our Dig Deeper show on Wednesdays at 1:30 Eastern time zone. So I'm excited about that. We have two great shows this week. Today obviously is all about getting out of your way and getting help. Tomorrow's show is another powerful show because it's all about a systemized approach to growing your business. We're going to dig deeper into the growth of your business and what does that entail and how does that look. So be prepared for that tomorrow. I know a lot of you only come for the one show, but you need to be back for the two. Tomorrow is a very important show. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's our Wednesday Dig Deeper, but what else is tomorrow, Jill?
Tomorrow is Manic Wednesday.
You know what else tomorrow is? It's our first live masterclass is tomorrow. That's right.
Yes.
So we start now. If you're in the masterclass already, and so many of you came on board, I can't say I was shocked. Because when I was building it, I thought, man, who wouldn't want to be in this class? But I'm very thankful that so many of you came to or signed up for the masterclass. If you are, I hope you're on the I'm a real estate boss Facebook group. I hope you've logged into your members area as well. We've already started putting training in there. You have access to the 30-day system. You have access to the masterclass tab. The funding training's in there already. The rehabbing training's in there already. And then Wednesday we go live so I can field questions on picking the right market for your investing. And then Saturday we dig into our topic on simple systems and technology and what we need, what's the core foundation that we need to be getting in place when it comes to that. So that's this Saturday. So this is a big week for you guys, whether you're just getting the free content today and tomorrow. We got big topics to talk about. If you're moving forward the masterclass, this is a big week for you guys. You got lots of training already to be going through from the funding. You'll be shocked at how many different ways I lay out for you to get funding, the different companies and the services that you need to be looking into. That training's already in your masterclass. I show you ways to literally do deals with no money, like absolutely no money. And I'm not talking about wholesaling or creative financing. I'm talking about rehabbing and buying holds. I'm talking about how to get into those deals with none of your money. Everybody always says, oh, money's my problem. No, money's not your problem. Education is your problem, right? So you got to get more educated. And also the rehabbing training's in there. So now, obviously, that's just a piece of the rehabbing training. To get the full-blown understanding of the rehab training, you would need to come to Huntsville and spend 3 days with me. And that's coming up when, Jill?
That is going to be in July. We're still nailing down the dates.
The bus tour?
Oh, the immersion. Sorry,
No, not the immersion. The bus tour.
I was on the immersion. The bus tour is actually at the end of this month. It is going to be on the 25th through the 27th.
The 25th through the 27th, I'm bringing a small group of people here to Huntsville to spend 3 days with you, me teaching you for 3 days, all about the rehabbing business. We're going to learn A to Z, from the contractors to the contracts to the scripts to estimating properties to cost of materials to timeline matrices to where to go get these deals at. Where's the markets we need to be in? I'm even going to take you out in the field and we're going to go look at deals together. And we're probably going to stop into Home Depot too, because I want to introduce you to, how the Pro Desk works and how you can get literally project lines of credits with them to help you do your job as well too. So there's all kinds of great stuff in that 3 days. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. So if that's the direction you want to go, I absolutely tell you, pick up the phone right now and call my office because there's only so many seats on a bus. And once they're full, they're full. So that number is 707-247-4248. You definitely want to entertain the idea of growing your Tier 3 business, and you just got to get over here, man. Come to Huntsville. I'll show you how to do it. We are locked and loaded, ready to go. All new training for this one, all new layouts, new manuals, you name it. We've put it together just for this new bus tour. So, I encourage you to take advantage of that. So anyways, back to where we're going with this, right? So who all's on here with us?
Having some technical difficulties here with this computer.
Okay, I got you. So Scott's with us. Hey, Scott, I'm going to give a quick shout-outs, and then we're going to dig in, okay?
I got you off my phone.
Okay.
We've got Manny Perez. He says, good afternoon, Zack. Master classes tonight. See you tonight.
Yeah.
Scott Sweet.
Tonight? What's he talking about?
Yep, master class tonight.
I have no idea. Master class starts Wednesday. So Wednesday's class starts at 7:30 Central Time Zone, and Saturday's class for the second training is at 11 a.m. Central Time Zone. So that's the two classes, Manny. Okay.
Then we have Scott, who says loud and clear. He could hear you. David Patterson says, hey, Zack. Dave in Pennsylvania. Michelle says, hey, Zack and Jill. How's it going? Shelly's in the house from Salinas.
Shelly.
Kevin says, Zack, checking in here. Michelle says,
way to go, Kevin.
The screen says week 17, and I thought we did 16 last week.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. We did 16 last week, so we're on week 17 this week.
Manny says, sign up for masterclass, folks.
I know, Manny, right?
Kevin says, Zack, do you know of any investors purchasing bulk package deals? I have several I'm co-wholesaling.
I do, but it just depends on how filtered down the package deal is. It also depends on how many people are in the middle. A lot of people try to broker those packages, and they'll come and they'll say, oh, I'm direct to the seller. Well, by the time you sign an NC&D and a payout structure, there's like 8 people in the middle of the transaction, and those just, they get too complicated. Don't want to deal with them. But it also depends on the price point, so that gives us a clear idea of the filtering or the seller. So if it's a small base bank and they're selling off $1 million package, then there's probably some good deals in there. If it's coming from a Regions, a Wells Fargo, a fund, and it's $1 million package, the reality is at once it was probably $100 million package. Then it went to a 50, and then they bought it, and then they sold off 20, and then they bought it and sold off 10. Then they bought it, and then they sold off 1, meaning that it's been cherry picked to death. So there's obviously some protocol in that we look at. So
Curtis says, hey, Zack from Chicago.
Chi-town.
Christy says, hey, shout out from the Bronx, ready to rock.
Bronx, I love it. My children's granddad on their mom's side is from the Bronx.
Michelle says, okay, cool, woohoo.
Woohoo!
David said, masterclass. Jeremy said, hey, Manny. Kevin
David's
said,
in masterclass. Love it.
Kevin said, just join the masterclass.
Boom! Way to go, Kevin.
Christy said, I love this. Mike Barber, he says, Mike Barber here. See you in a couple weeks. He'll be joining us for the bus tour.
Oh, awesome.
Teresa, she says Teresa Aiken here.
Awesome.
Stu Virch says Stu here.
Love
Michelle said Susan Solicito is in the house from Salinas. Ignacio says, hi, Zack and Jill. Love the information.
Boom! We got our crew in here today. I love this. You guys are on it. You're on it. You're on it. You're on it. Hey, listen. Yes, some important messages this week. If you haven't got your masterclass situated, you need to do that because we go live tomorrow, okay? We go live tomorrow. So you need to call 707-247-4248. You need to call that number and speak to somebody about the masterclass. It starts tomorrow, okay? There's 6 live trainings in the masterclass, plus 2 additional trainings. Plus, you get access to funding, like not just the training, but access to funding. Plus, you get the tickets to the event. Plus, you get the partnering just in the masterclass. We raised the price on that to $1,000 just for the masterclass by itself. Now, if you took us up on our offer that we had for $14.97, you got the masterclass plus the 30-day fast track digital training. It's all online for $14.97. If you didn't take us up on that, then the masterclass by itself is now moved up to $1,000. The 30-day fast track is now $1,000. So hopefully you got locked in on that discounted price. If not, I told you guys the price was going up. So yes, that's important to get enrolled in. Also, the bus tour that's coming up. If you haven't talked about that, talk about that. Call the office. Tell them what's going on. Tell them you want to be there. But moving on to today's topic. It is week 17 is today's topic, okay? Week 17, and this is all about getting help. And so how do you go about getting help in today's marketplace when you're just starting out and you don't have a whole lot of money? You know, some people say, oh, well, Zack, you've got assistants and you got people helping you. But guess what? I didn't have that when I started. Not at all, okay? What I had when I got started was the vision, the hope, and the desire. That's what I had, okay? That was absolutely what I had, and I just sought to move forward. What I found out very quickly is that there was only so much that I could physically do. And so if I could get help, I could do more. Like, you know, there's a whole list of things. I actually have an entire training on this called the Virtual Assistants training, working with a virtual assistant. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you, but I'm going to share some pointers out of here to help you understand like how you should be working with a virtual assistant or what they should be doing for you or how you can get them to do a lot of the work that you just don't either have time for or you just can't do, okay? And so that's what's important. And at the end of the day, you don't want to get caught down as an employee in your business. So we classify virtual assistants almost as an automation tool to put into your business to help offset some of the day-to-day work, the day-to-day grind that you have going on. And so I encourage you to think about that. And so so that's the direction we're going today. Let me just ask, is anybody out here that's watching us right now, do you use a virtual assistant, by the way? So some of the things we're going to talk about is what can we use a virtual assistant for? You might be surprised at all the things they can do. We're going to be talking about like what are some websites we can go to get them. I'm going to be talking about how you can structure their workload, how you pay them, what you can expect to pay them. I'm also going to talk about some aspects of getting them trained. If you have the virtual assistant course, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a manual in there, but if you don't, you got to spend some time working with them and training them. Okay, so that's going to be some of our points of talking point. So
Manny has a question for you.
What has he got?
He says, Zach, when are you going to talk about the certification programs? That's going to be the real deal.
Oh, Manny. You have a memory like an elephant, my friend. You don't forget anything. It's coming, but we're not exposing it right now. Hopefully in the next month and a half, we'll have it all situated out. Yes, we are definitely going to be moving to a certification program company for training, meaning that our core trainings and our strategy trainings, our foundation trainings of everything to do with real estate is all going to get moved into a training platform where you have to basically, like an online university, you go watch it, you take a test, you pass, you go watch the next part, you take a test, you pass, you go watch the next part, you take a test, you pass. You pass them all, you become certified. So we have been getting all of that situated so that we can do certifications. And so it'd be great. So now think about this. Think about it from a credibility point of view. When you're out talking with banks or getting loans from banks or looking at lenders or private lenders, and you can say, look, these are all the things I have a certification in when it comes to real estate investing. And so, boom, it gives you a ton of credibility. And so, yeah, we are moving in that direction. I'm excited about it. So thanks for bringing that up, Manny.
I also want to give a shout out. Jared is watching with us. He's not said anything yet, but I'll see him there.
Jared. Christy says, certified what? Like certified in running your numbers, certified in market segmentation, certified in funding programs, certified in wholesaling, certified in creative financing, certified in rehabbing, certified in buying, holding, certified in property management. Certifications in all these aspects of real estate when it comes to training. Like a CDC. It's a certification program. You'll actually get a certification and you'll get a little badge that you can put on your websites. You can put them wherever you want to put them at. So, all right. Let's see here. What's this? Anyone have a spare oven? Oh, I just got a message about needing an oven. Okay, so let's dig in a little bit. Let's talk about this. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is what you can use them for. So some of you might even be confused at basically what a VA can actually do for you. So I'm just going to run down a list with you, the things that I've had them do for me. Find deals. That's probably the main thing I use them for, scouring the web, looking for deals on a constant basis, and calling homeowners. Now, obviously, we don't want to use one that doesn't speak clear English to call homeowners, but most VAs are in other countries, and you'd be surprised at how many of them do speak clearly. So don't underestimate that. We'll use them for pre-screening, like pre-screening phone calls, pre-screening emails, pre-screening deals, advertisements. If we've got a lot of emails coming in, you can have them filter your emails from advertisement. Posting, we use them for posting. We use them for putting our leads into autoresponders. That we use them for blogging, like creating a blog page in your community that says something like, how, like Huntsville House Buyers Network or something like that. So you get the search terms and just have them blogging on there for you. Answering the telephone, inbound calls, being more of an assistant, creating websites. You'd be surprised at what all they can do. Making appointments on a Google Calendar schedule for you. Performing clerical duties like setting appointments, calling people, setting up follow-ups, moving appointments, just all kinds of stuff. Drip marketing campaigns, if we're using like a click-to-mail, setting up click-to-mail so that we're dripping marketing. Also building flyers that we post online, like through, like Craigslist or Oodle. or like a V-Flyer or a postlet service, sending out thank you notes for any time that you've worked with a seller or even a buyer. You should have them send a thank you note that just says, hey, look, I just want to say thank you for a clean transaction. I appreciated, you selling me the house. And, if you know anybody else that needs to sell a house, please keep us in mind. Here's a business card you can give them. Just keeping in touch with people for you. And then there's lots of services that you can use online to have them do that. Also, writing or placing an ad in a newspaper, collecting demographical information, arranging closings, transaction coordinating. There's so much that they can do from afar. They don't have to be in your office. And the reality is you can hire a virtual assistant anywhere from $2 to $3 an hour to $5 to $6 an hour. And so it's very cost effective. Now, there are companies out there that, basically specialize in this, and that's all they do. Or you can hire them individually yourself, okay? Give you an idea, some places that you could use or go to, if you want to write this down, is getafreelancer.com. You can go to Get a Freelancer. That's a place where you can hire freelance people. You can obviously go on Craigslist and post an ad and get some people there too. But another great one that you might want to look up is called Upworks. It used to be Elance, but now it's Upwork. So you can... And a lot of people have moved over to Upwork. We used to use Elance a lot, and now, we use Upwork. And so, well, there you go. It's on your screen. That's what it looks like. So, one that's been around forever is Team DoubleClick. Team DoubleClick. And, these guys have been around for a long, long time, and they understand what we do. I know they have worked with, lots of VAs out there and getting them, or investors, I should say, working with a VA service. So, so I know that they're pretty credible as well. Another great site you might want to check out is called Task Every Day. Task Every Day. And, TASKS everyday.com. Task Every Day is another really cool site. They have all kinds of different services that you can do with them, and really just to help you with day-to-day tasks. That's what they're designed for, and to really kind of help you get going. But now, let me just be clear on all that. You don't need all of those sites. You need to find one you like. You need to find one that's easy for you to work with. And you need to go there and say, look, I'm trying to hire a VA that specializes in real estate. So what would be something that you would maybe search out in there? Well, you would search out, if it, for the keywords that it'll say, what do you want to look for? You're going to put real estate. My keyword is real estate, comma, data entry. Real estate, comma, data entry. Like, that's the two big things that I'm going to write. I might put real estate, comma, data entry, comma, assistant. Okay. And the reason that I do that is I'm filtering down that list to people, because when a freelance person, like a virtual assistant, goes in and says, hey, I'm going to go to this site, put my information in here so I can get business, they're going to fill out the keywords that they have skill sets in. And you'll be surprised that when you look for VAs on these sites for real estate, assistant, data entry, you'll find people on there that are already working for other real estate investors. So they understand what you're trying to do. It's just getting clear with them. Now, we went over all those duties they can do. You're not going to just dump all those on one VA, but you're going to slowly move into the VA's relationship, giving them small tasks at a time. The main task you want them to do is sourcing leads. So you want them going to websites, lots of different websites on a regular basis, searching for keywords. And so that's something that I'm gonna share with you. You know what? I think, Justin, you have that PowerPoint in there. I wonder if I'm talking about a slide, maybe you could pull that up on that PowerPoint. I don't know if that's even possible, but okay. I like how he does that. Yeah, just give me a few minutes. And the reason I say that is because there's a couple of things in here I want to talk to you guys about, and there's a lot of words, like searching for keywords. Like, I don't even want to have to read all those, but if I could pull that slide up for you, then you could just see it. But the beauty of it is if we pull it up, this live will get recorded, and you can come back and watch it again. So, and you know, we have a few things to talk about. So anyways, let's go back to those sites. So the key to this is you have really two approaches when it comes to a virtual assistant. And I encourage you all to have a virtual assistant. I am 100% I encourage you to have a virtual assistant. You'd be surprised at how much they'll do for you. You don't have to work them 40 hours a week. You can work them 10 hours a week. You know, let's say you pay one $5 an hour and they work 10 hours a week. You got $50 a week that you're paying out for somebody to source deals for you and handle workloads for you, right? If you're the type of person that's stressed out, you got a job, you're trying to build your real estate business on the side too, and there's just not enough time in the day, then you need to have a virtual assistant. You need to have somebody that you can start to lay out processes that you don't have the time for, that you're not getting to, that you can hand off to them and say, look, I need you to research these deals. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to go find this, to go to this website and find this information. Go to this website, find this information. Go to this website and find this information. And then basically you're just shoveling deals off to them, and then you're continuing your day. And when you get home at night, well, usually they work at night, so you shovel it off to them that night. By the time you wake up the next morning, this is the beauty of the time zone differences. When you wake up the next morning, all that work's done for you. So it's like working 24 hours a day. You know, have you ever said to yourself, man, if I just had one more hour in the day? Well, while you're sleeping, your VAs are working. Okay, they're not doing like outbound dialing, but they're doing research. They're looking for deals. They're running numbers off of websites and finding, you know, comparable data. They do all that while you sleep. So, you know, work while you sleep. You got it made, right? Jill, what you saying over here?
I said I'll need a VA. Such a great idea.
Yeah, listen, it's how I started. I mean, I'd caught on to VAs early in the beginning, and that was a big process for me. On the other side of it was that I actually, in the very beginning, when I first started training and speaking, this was what people brought me in for. They would bring me in to teach on automation and virtual assistants. Automation and virtual assistants. That was like my thing. Like, oh, call Zack in. He'll teach your students how to automate and work with virtual assistants. You know, and that was, you know, umpteen years ago when that happened. So over a decade ago. So anyways, I don't know if we got that PowerPoint. We're going to be talking about setting their schedule to make sense. Setting their schedule to make sense. That'd be cool if we could actually get that, pull the PowerPoint out, wouldn't it?
He's looking for it.
Oh, it's in the beginning. It's like slide 8, 9, 10. Oh, there it is. Wow, look at this, man. This is like virtual training already. Look at there. So just to get it clear, guys, I just want to show this to you real quick, because we tell our VAs when they're looking for deals, we want them looking for deals Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And the reason we want them looking Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday is so that I get deals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that I have deals Monday morning when I get into the office, I have deals Wednesday morning to keep working, and I have deals Friday morning to set up for the weekend, okay? That's the best part about it. Here's another strategy for you with VAs, and then you can also apply this to yourself, is doing what's called the split shift, okay? So what is the split shift, right? The split shift is we as humans get distracted very easy. So your VAs will be distracted very easy too. So, you know, part of the approach to getting more done in a day is not bouncing back and forth. So you yourself, nor your VA, you don't want them to go find a deal, then research the deal, and then tell you about the deal. Go find another deal, then research the deal, and then tell you about the deal. They'll get less done. So we want them in the first 4 hours, you know, to do all the deal searching, like find all the deals, and get all the deals ready to go. And then the next 4 hours, maybe that's where they do the outbound dialing or they email them about the deal. You just want to split it up. You just want to split up their day if they're working an 8-hour shift, or if you got them working 3 days a week for you and you got them working 3 hours a day, then you just say, look, for the first hour, an hour and a half, I just want you finding deals. In the second hour and a half, I want you making outbound touches, whether that's email or phone. So that's important to know. Now, when you're talking about paying them, I know we touched on this a little bit, but when you're going to talk about paying a VA, now remember, there's different ways to paying a VA. If you're going to hire them yourself at like an independent, you're between 3 and 5 hours, $3 and $5 an hour. That's pretty standard out there. Now, we do try to work it to where we put them on like a probationary period. Hey, we'll start you here, and if you do well, we'll raise you. But we give them a raise after that 30-day period if they accept that. Also, we give them bonuses, and we'll talk about that. But if you're going to go to a VA company and you're going to hire directly from a VA company, then what you're going to find out is that they're going to charge you. They're going to charge anywhere from $5, $6, $7, as much as $20, depending on the level of who you're trying to look for through some type of recruiting company. So, but I give all VAs a quota. Okay, every single VA I work with, I give a quota. And what is that quota? Well, it's 5 to 10 leads per day. 5 to 10 leads per day that I want to get from them. So meaning that if they're working on Monday morning, I better have 10 leads. And that's just how it works. And so, but we also set it up so that there's a 50 cent per lead not met discount. So we set the expectation. So let me give you an example on that. If they're working 4 hours, and let's say I'm paying them $3 an hour on Sunday to get me 10 leads on Monday, and I'm paying them $4 or 4 hours, I'm paying them $3 an hour, then that's $12, right? But let's say on Monday they don't give me 10 leads, but they only give me 6 leads. Well, then that means they were 4 leads short, so I take off $2 off of that $12 that I'm going to pay out for them. So they're paid on work, but they're also given quotas that they have to meet to receive full pay. But then there again, I also give bonuses. Like, hey, if you get me more than 10 solid deals, I'll pay you extra, okay? And the best way to keep a VA for life is when you close the deal, send them a $50 check. Send them a $100 check and watch what happens. I mean, that's a lot of money in some of these countries. So if I've got, and I'll never forget, I used to have a VA. I don't have her anymore, but when I first started, she was she was just great. This was before VAs were even cool in the real estate industry, and basically we were having to train them all from scratch, where now you can find them out there that already have some training. And I'll never forget, she used to call me Mr. Zack, Mr. Zack, Mr. Zack, Mr. Zack. And she'd help me find this deal, and we negotiated, and she did the research on it, and I made the offer, and we got it, and I wholesaled it, and she helped me through the whole process. And when it was over, I sent her a $500 check. And the next day I got an email from her, and I went from Mr. Zack to Sir Zack. Sir Zack, I received that PayPal deposit today. That was amazing. Like she was all over it. And then from that day forward, I was never Mr. Zack again. I was Sir Zack, like I had been knighted or something. So that was great. Nice. I just bought myself 12 hours. Thanks, Zach. Hey, you're welcome, Christy. Good job. Good job. Good job. Now, one thing I do want to point out is look, if you're hiring a VA on your own, just use some form of Google Doc, just so that you have some form of tracking to work with them on. So you get a Google Doc sheet up and running, have them place all their leads in there. The Google Docs are shared back and forth, so it's real time. So they go in, they're adding stuff in there. Make sure that they have a script for talking, which if you have any of my courses, you have a script, and give them the step-by-step. And that's what's important when you're dealing with VAs, okay? Is that some of them will already be pre-trained, but some of them won't, and sometimes they need a little bit of direction. Now, there are VA companies out there that, train their VAs to understand the real estate market. But at the end of the day, it's someone you're hiring. So why not put the time in and get them, efficient in the process, right? That's really what it boils down to, is being efficient in the process. So,
It's funny.
What's that?
You trained me the same way.
Yes, I did. I sure did. I train all real estate people the same way I train VAs. You know why? Because reality is I trained my VAs the way I trained the real estate people that came into the office.
Because you need them to be able to be quick and act.
Yep. So here's something I want to point out to you. It's just a simple website. Write it down, www.onlinenewspapers.com, www.onlinenewspapers.com. Take that slide down. That's the wrong slide. Just write the website down, www.onlinenewspapers.com. Okay, disregard that slide. That's a bad link in that slide. So onlinenewspapers.com will take you to a site where you can actually go look at your state, your city, and pull up every newspaper in your market. And we have the VAs do this. And the reason we have them do this is because, one, it's time consuming. I don't want to do it. But two, we have them go into the real estate section and see who's posting properties in the real estate section for sale, so that we're not just looking on Craigslist and we're not just looking on, sites like Oodle and for sale by owner sites, but we're also going into the paper because, people still print, their properties for sale. And so we definitely go in there and we look for that, for those types of deals in there. So
I have to tell you this because this is kind of funny. Manny, he's talking about paying a VA, and he says, hey, folks, don't feel bad about paying them cheap, because when I started working in the 70s, I was making $1.25 an hour.
Hey, Manny, you know what's funny? I was telling this story. I forget who I was telling it to. I'm always telling a story to somebody. I forget. But the story was about one of my very first jobs ever. And when I was a kid, I was like 11 or 12 years old. When I grew up, if you wanted something, you had to go get the money to pay for it, right? My very first job ever was like 8 or 9. I went around and I cut grass. I lived in a little trailer park, and I'd go cut these little trailer park grasses for like $5 to cut the whole yard. And I wasn't tall enough to touch the top bar, so I'd have to grab the middle bar and push the thing all the way forward and then mow the grass. That was my first lesson. And then I'll never forget, I realized I wasn't getting paid enough because it was taking me, more than an hour to cut these yards because I was so small. That when I went back to try to charge them more, I didn't do too well. The homeowners were like, well, why should I pay you more? You're already cutting it for $5. But moving on past that, when I was about 11, my first job, because I classified that lawnmower business as my first business. My first job, I went to go work for this guy, and he was a farmer. And before they could plow fields, you had to go through and pick up all the rocks out of the field. And so this guy would drive behind us in a big equipment, with a bucket on the front, and we would walk in front of this, and we would dig rocks up out of the ground and throw them in that bucket. We'd dig rocks up and throw them in that bucket, and we'd go up and down these fields, and we're talking acres after acres after acres. It's farmland, so that that land could then be, tilled and fertilized and ready for farming. Now, the sad part about it is once you did it once, you normally didn't come back and do it again. So it wasn't a very long, it didn't have longevity, I should say. So, but yeah, I got paid 5 cents a rock. That'll make you think about it, huh? So
that was probably one of your best lessons ever, because you found out then that you had to turn over lots of rocks to make it.
That's a good point, Jill. I did. I was looking for rocks to turn over. It was like an opportunity. Every time I saw a rock, it was an opportunity to make 5 more cents.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's talk about some of the things they need to be searching for, okay? So when you're working with a VA, there is some key terms that you can search for. It's called step-by-step searching for keywords. Thank you, Justin. I'm going to leave that up for a minute, because if you want to screenshot that or write it down, remember, you can always come back and look at it later. But these are, by far, the best search results that we have found for looking for great deals on the web. And I don't mean search results as in SEO search results. I mean keyword searches, like when your VA scanning through the paper looking for deals, or any of these words in those papers. When they're on Craigslist and they're looking for deals, they can search specifically for these keywords. When you're setting up your free lead generator, that RSS reader that we give you some training on how to, download that to your computer and set that up, you can set up these keyword searches in that free lead generator, so that it scours these different websites and finds these deals. I mean, that's the beauty of it. And so these keywords are powerful. I mean, the one at the very end on the right column, corporate owned, I can't tell you the success I've had out of that one. It's cut off on the screen, but it's called corporate owned. And the reason corporate owned is important is because when they go to sell, they don't care. Like, they leave all the furniture and the TVs, and these things are nice. And they're usually either closing down their business and they're liquidating, and they don't care. Another good thing to look at is when in your market, when you have or you're aware of a business closing down and it's a big business, you want to call there and ask to speak with the person in charge of liquidations of the assets. And they may sound a little confused, but you might say, well, look, I'd like to speak to somebody that's in charge of selling off assets like desks, tables, chairs, things that you have, that you're going to be selling off either because you're moving or you're closing down. Oh, okay, well, that would be John over here in department of blah, blah, blah. Great. When you get on the phone with John, you go through and you say, look, man, I get you're moving or you're closing down. Are you guys liquidating anything that is in the real estate world? Do you have any condos or townhouses, that you had executive or corporate living styles in, or any automobiles? You will be surprised at what they have that they're willing to let go of cheap, 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 okay? Cheap, 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 cheap. Below appraisal is always an interesting one, because you don't know how far below it is, but look, I'll when I'm done with a property, I'll have it appraised, and let's say it appraises for $180,000. Well, if I list it for $178, I'm below appraisal. So, fire sales are good. Handyman specials, fixer upper, sell fast, transfer, new job, need to sell, must sell, divorce, motivated seller, estate sale, moving, will sacrifice, owner transferred, will consider all offers, retiring. Those are all great keywords, especially when you're having your VA dig in websites to find great deals for you. Okay, so digging deeper into the VAs. And look, I'm not going to go through the whole entire training, but if you want to get information on our virtual assistants training, we have an entire course on that. Just call the office. You can call any of our student advisors, 707-247-4248. Let them know that you want that. I don't think it's very expensive at all. I think it's $100 or something like that, or a little more. I'm not sure, but it's not very expensive. But all the training's in there. We even have a manual in there that basically outlines the workflow for the VA. You download it to your computer, you put your company information on it, and you send it off to them. It's super, super easy. So, all right, what kind of questions we got for me today, Jill? They've been eating it up.
Yeah, they've been kind of quiet. I mean, you've really explained everything really great, so there's not a whole lot of questions on that. You make me want to log out of Facebook and go search a VA right now.
Go get a VA. There's a lot more training than that. I
have a question for you since everybody else is quiet.
What do you got, Jill?
So, regarding VA, so obviously there's nothing stopping them from working for somebody else as well as working for you.
Right.
So what kind of protection do you have to stop your VA from giving leads?
You don't.
On Okay.
You don't. That's, the other side of it. And there's some ways to, Justin, see if you can pull up Odesk. I don't know if you can or not, but, and I think, Upwork does the same thing. Yeah. So Upwork bought Odesk and Elance. So in Upwork, they have what's called a tracking system. And so what is this? This is why, so many people go to Upwork. That when you go to hire someone in Upwork, they actually will monitor that person's activity on your job. Okay. And so you can actually see what they're doing, how they're doing it. And I wanted to see if they had it on here. Recruiting project, full-time contract work, short-term. Let's see here. Find, hire, work, pay. Use that word puffer to chat, share files, collaborate, do desktops. Let's see from your desktops on the go. Let's see here. No, they don't have it on the front, but it's all about tracking them. Now we can't stop them. I mean, if you're in Dallas, Texas, and they got 3 other investors in Dallas, Texas, you can pretty much guarantee
they're going to send that deal to all 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to find it. I mean, one of the ways is the same way that I hire property management companies is when you're calling them, you're going to say, or when you're interviewing them or emailing them, you're going to say, well, look, I'm looking for someone to find deals for me in the Dallas, Texas market. Have you ever worked this market? And a lot of times what happens is they think that's a qualification question. So if they have references in that market, then they'll say, yeah, I have worked in Dallas and I have a client in Dallas now.
Gotcha.
You follow me? So it's kind of a trick question, but it puts them in a situation of feeling like they have to qualify themselves. So if they'll say, yeah, I have, then you can say, oh, do you have references? Oh yeah, call, John Smith and Sarah Lou. Okay. Are you working with them now? Yeah, I sure am. Okay. Well, then now you know. You follow me?
Right.
So it's just a little bit of a way to communicate up front. Now, if they say, no, I haven't, but I worked for other investors in other markets, then great. Right?
Right.
So.
Oh, good to know.
Absolutely.
And everybody else is quiet, but I mean, heck, I'll pick your brain.
That's why you're such a good investor right now. You've been in these live shows with me for over a year.
Yes. The people don't even know. Friday the 13th doesn't scare us.
I know. Closed on the 13th deal on the 13th.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I love it. All right. No questions then.
No, they're letting you off the hook early today, Zach.
Gotcha. All right. Well, listen, guys, dig deeper. Dig deeper. And don't forget about the event. Okay. Get registered for the event. If you haven't registered for the event coming up in Tampa, Florida, June 8th through the 10th. We have a live 3-day event. I will be there. I will be teaching. You don't want to miss it. Come learn. It's all about how to get your business off the ground and how to dig into flipping contracts and flipping properties. So we need to be out there making money right now. The market is in a hyper position. We need to be putting deals on the market. We need to be making all that money because here's why. We're just stacking the money because when the market corrects itself, which it's going to correct itself, guys, it's going to, and it ain't gonna. I don't have any doubt that it's going to correct itself, in the next 12 months. But do I think it's going to correct itself in the next 18 to maybe 24, maybe 32 months? Yeah, I do. I really do. I got a real good suspicion that may be the case, which means we want to prepare ourselves now for the next 2 years of building. So when that correction happens and price points start dropping way down, we're then set in a beautiful spot to come in and start buying properties up cheap. That's the cycle investing. That's how we cycle invest. We invest based on the cycle of the market, okay? So get in the game. Get to Tampa, okay? Got lots of new training for you in Tampa. So be in Tampa. So
we do have a couple questions come in from Christy. She says, how do you set up a free lead generator? Which, Christy, if you have the free lead generator, you would need to call into customer support, 866-592-2429, extension 201, and they'll be able to help you set that up. There's also, she says, what does CARET stand for? CARETS.
You got me, Christy. I have no idea.
Diamonds?
Carrots stand for. Gotcha. Yeah, you got me. Carrots. Care about real estate trust services. I don't know. So, carrots.
She said it's on MLS.
It's on MLS. I have no idea. You got me. Good one. I'll have to figure that out. Type it in. I hate being in the unknown. So, and I may know it. I just don't know it as an acronym. Maybe I don't know.
It might be something if she's looking at the MLS in a different state. It might be something.
Yeah, I'm just glad there's not $1 million on the line right now. Can I get a lifeline? Can I get a lifeline? Can I get multiple choice? So
It says Carrots California Real Estate Technology Services.
I have no idea.
It's carrots.org.
Yeah, I have no idea. Let me see. Carrot, C-A-R. What is it? I'm not on the page anymore.
Hang on. You got your Skype open there? I'll Skype you this.
No, let me just look at C-A-R-E-T-S. C-A-R-E-T-S.org. Huh. Never heard of them. Members to Carrot Invest. Is this just a rabbit hole you're sending me down, Christy? Because I really have no idea.
Carrots and its shareholder associations.
Well, Paul is talking about Carrot, C-A-R-R-O-T. Yeah, that's Trevor Mock. She's talking about C-A-R-E-T-S. So I'm not sure. Carrot is a service for website. Yes, Paul, that's right. All right. Anyways, yes. Get your stuff together. If you're in the masterclass, log in and start watching the 2 trainings I've already put in there for you. If you're not in the masterclass, then you better call somebody because we do our first live one tomorrow night. So get involved, okay? Anyway, Zack Childress here, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the Dig Deeper Show. Remember, follow me on YouTube at reisuccessacademy.com/YouTube. Also, check me out on Instagram, Zack_Childress. Be involved. We do different things on all these different platforms. It's our live show. YouTube, we do In the Field. Instagram is just kind of like motivational stuff in my day-to-day life. So you can be part of all of that. It's a lot of fun. But I want you guys on tomorrow's show, the Dig Deeper Show, systemizing the, what do we call it? A systemized approach to growth.
Growing.
Systemized approach to growth. So that's what tomorrow's all about, digging deep into a systemized approach. So I will see you guys tomorrow again on the show, and then I'll see you again tomorrow night for the masterclass. This is Zack Childress and Jill, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Well, not Jill, but you'll see me tomorrow. Bye now.